What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another Game of Thrones, the card game, a 2nd edition tournament match for you. Brought to you by these awesome backers on Patreon.com. Thanks so much for the support, guys. You guys are awesome. And in this match we have Matthew playing Baratheon Fealty versus Brett with his Night's Watch Band of the Lion. We've seen both these guys in previous videos on this in this series from Canadian Nationals. You go check those out in a playlist on the channel Rob's Gaming Table on YouTube. But we are in the top 8 here. You can go check out all the previous games of Swiss in that playlist, including ones from the live stream and commentated matches. A few from every round, at least 3 from every round, are in that playlist. And now we're at the top 8. You can check out another top 8 game in the live stream. This one was filmed on the side with the extra cameras. And we got Robert Baratheon, Dragonstone Port, and Dragonstone Faithful, the God, quote-unquote, setup for Bara here. And then we got the God's Eye on the other side, Underground Vault, and a White Tree. No characters on Brett's side of things. And we've seen his deck a couple times before. I do have his deck list to reference here because this is a little strange. It is a bunch of play stuff from your discard pile, a little bit of choke, a lot of ambush from the Laney banner. And he's going to Valor right off the bat here. No characters on the board. Rob Baratheon in the dead pile. Why bother? He doesn't need Robert Baratheon running wild here. But they're going to flip for initiative since they both have 0. And it looks like the Night's Watch player's 1 initiative has chosen the Baratheon player to go first. And we see the White Tree there. He does have the meager contributions to play a little bit of choke. Got that God's Eye to help with some economy and also help in the reserve. So we can play some stuff out of your discard pile. And we get Stannis' Cavalry, I believe that is. Not sure if that's what he was going for on the summons, but now having an empty board, he's maybe just got to get some cheaper stuff that he can play versus getting some big dudes or some dupes for guys you already have in play. Or maybe just saw crap and that was all he got. That's not a bad character either way. So he steals one with the White Tree. Steals one with meager contribution, I think, there. And then we got a Dragonstone Faithful marshaled in. So yeah, Stannis' Cavalry, they got Bestow 8, no attachments. Each character an opponent controls the printed cost X cannot stand during the standing phase. X is the number of gold Stannis' Cavalry has. Then it has a standing action. Move 1 gold from your gold pool to Stannis' Cavalry. Limit twice per phase. So Matt doesn't have to worry about claim here since there's no claim across the table. But what does he have to marshal, really? He's got Fealty. He's a Dragonstone Port he's already used. So now all he has is 2 gold left. And a Dragonstone Faithful Kneel and a Fealty. So kind of for economy, basically. As long as it's a character in Baratheon that's loyal. So he's kind of screwed on playing the card he just searched for. So we see this choke. This choke's hurting hard. The first turn Valor's hurting hard. But let's see what Brett can do on his side. Maybe he's got really nothing going on. We'll see. He's not going to be able to get 2 gold off that Underground Vault. Only 1. Since it's only 4 gold, counter from the plot across the table. No Rose Roads or anything to bump it up. And we have no gold saved, and it looks like Celeste Baratheon's played there. So 2 gold off the plot, 1 on Underground Vault, and a God's Eye. So 6 gold on a Valor turn round 1 here. Not too shabby, I guess. 2 gold for another Underground Vault for his limited this turn. He's going to kneel it right away, get a gold back. So now he's working with 5 gold here.
Do you have anything for challenge? Military 2.
And we got a Queen's Crown played. And he's going to trigger to look at the top 3 cards off his opponent's deck. If one of those is a character, you can throw in the discard pile and put the other 2 on the bottom of the deck in his choice of order. So this is him seeding the discard pile so he can start stealing some characters ASAP. And Creston's going to go to the discard pile. And Vanguard Lancer goes on the very bottom. And Yoran played out there, stealing Crescent. Nice combo, well done. And saves a gold just like that. So battle of the low-cost characters here. And we got an Intrigue for 2. We're going to see a faction card kneel and see Dolorous Ed jumping in. Let me just check that that's actually in the deck. Yes, there is a 1-of in the deck. He's going to play Iron Bank to put Yoran back in hand, kneeling a faction card for the cost. And he's going to get 3 gold back. So that he can do Yoran again in the future, I guess. And he's going to marshal out. Oh, he's going to ambush Ari into play just like that. That is a cool little combo there. Wow. Brett, every game, you're just like doing something that shocks me here with this crazy deck. I look at the deck list and I don't see all this happening together, but man, I love watching these games. You guys should too. Slap that like button. Leave Brent a nice comment below that you like what he's doing. And stay tuned. There may be, we may get to see Brett's deck again here if he can win this top 8 match. But if not, he's eliminated. So it looks like Matt, the Baratheon player, has to discard 1 card for taxation. All right, we got Late Summer Feast on the Baratheon side into Wheels Within Wheels on the Night's Watch side of things. And he is playing Annals of Castle Black, so he might be looking to seed the discard pile here. He might be just looking to grab a well-timed event. See him there putting the cards back on the top of the deck that probably aren't events at all, so he's slimming down his options there. Looks like he's got 2 cards, decides which one to take back to hand. He's got to reveal both of them. He gets 1 back to hand and he discards the rest. So he takes Now My Watch Begins. And that is the one, reaction after character with print cost 5 or lower is placed in an opponent's discard pile. Put that character into play under your control, which is a good combo with Queen's Crown. And White Tree's going to steal a gold here from Matt right away. So even though he's played a 9 gold plot, now it's only 8. But he does have the Dragonstone Port, the Dragonstone Faithful, and Fealty to all help him out here.
How many cards?
So after kneeling the Dragonstone Port, Brett has an action here. He's going to play Dornishman's Wife. Well, he still has less cards than his opponent.
More cards, gain of power, more characters draw card.
So he got a power and a card there because his opponent had more cards in hand and had more characters on the board. But he is not behind on power on the house card, I believe is the other stipulation there, to get gold. That's another event seeded to the discard pile for that future Annals of Castle Black. And we get an action on the Dragonstone Faithful, another action on the other side, getting in 2 gold off Underground Vault. So Brett and Matt going back and forth on their actions here. Brett paying close attention, getting those triggers off here, not forgetting them. Playing like pros. And we get Melisandre coming in with a dupe. She should be triggering her kneel effect, I believe, first, before that duplicate's played. So no Melisandre kneel right now. He's looking to save it, actually, probably to play, like, Scene in Flames in the challenge phase and do her ability then, since it's limited once per round. Which makes sense. You don't want to just blow it on a Crescent. So we have Nightmares on Queen's Crown. Interesting Nightmares target, to be honest. Guess he just doesn't want anyone in his discard pile that can be stolen. And we have Edric Storm played there to help some dominance win. So 9 gold to work with. So we got 5 gold spent here on Tyrion with a duplicate. So it makes sense on the Nightmares, though. Matt playing the Nightmares to Nightmares Queen's Crown, since he knows Yoren's in hand after he bounced back. And I don't think there's a target in the discard pile right now, so that makes Yoren less efficient.
Dominance phase begins. Choose a character. That character does not contribute strength towards dominance.
So Brett, the Night's Watch player, is up 2-0 right now. We do see Melisandre on the board, which could mean some kneel happening here. Every round could happen. And we know Matt is running Even-Handed Justice from the previous videos. And I believe he's got 7-cost Stannis in there to help add some kneel to the mix. And we got 4 gold saved. And there's the Scene in Flames in the challenge phase, spending 1 of his gold. He's going to look through his opponent's hand, find out what the hell is going on over here. And then discard one of those cards. And he's going to get rid of the event that he searched for. And put it in the discard pile. And then kneel Tyrion off of Melisandre's ability. And I know you guys are loving Matt flicking his cards like that. I know we always love seeing comments about that, so make sure you leave it below that you love hearing that sound and you love being distracted by that. And I'm sorry when I do it. I I just flick the edges, but it's probably louder. This is more visually distracting. I can't stop looking. Sorry, just trying to kill time here while we make another move here. And while we wait for them to make another move, make sure you subscribe. Slap that like button. Leave a comment below. Jump on over to patreon.com. Click in the link in the description below to donate. Any amount helps. Much appreciated. So looks like we have a power challenge going through there. Blocking the unopposed, claiming one. I think that's it for challenges then. Or, oh, not if for challenges, sorry. If for challenges for the Baratheon player. And then now Ari jumps in there. Intrigue challenge. 2 gold off of Tyrion. I don't know if they drew off the late summer feasts, but I may have missed that. And 1 gold spent from Selyse Baratheon to give an intrigue icon to Edric Dane, or Edric Storm, sorry. And he's going to fully block, and then a card's going to be drawn off of the Late Summer Feast by Brett, the Nice Watch player. Are we going to see Ari go back to hand and draw a card? Brett is at 8 reserve right now, so he may have room in his hand, not sure. And he may just want to put more events in his discard pile, so discarding for taxation might not be a bad thing. And there Ari goes back to hand. He draws a card. He's going to spend 2 gold to ambush in a gold cloaks. Good old ambush card from the core set. That gold cloaks is going to get discarded at the end of the challenge phase since he came in using ambush. And a power challenge for 3. Unopposed, taking the only power that was on the Baratheon player's house card. And Iron Bank, working with the gold cloaks, put him back in hand, not have to discard him at the end of the phase, and gets another event in the discard pile, and gets the gold back from the gold cloaks. Look at these combos, man. Blowing my mind. I love it. And then he spends 4 gold, probably put Ari back in play. Nope, it's the Hound. Just when you thought you knew all the ambush cards in hand, he's got more. And the Hound comes in on a military challenge. Force reaction on the Hound going back to hand, killing a Dragonstone Faithful. And now Queen's Crown in the challenge phase since it was Nightmares only for the marshalling phase. And Robert Baratheon going to the discard pile. And Chamber and Iron Throne are the other 2 cards there. I'm sure Matt would have loved to drawn into all 3 of those cards. I guess not Robert Baratheon, actually, since he's in the dead pile. I guess he could move him with a close call if he's playing it, but seeing the Chamber and the Iron Throne go to the bottom of the deck like that is probably pretty disheartening. So, Brett, if you're watching this match, I'm curious, how's this deck do against decks that play Bar in the Gates? Do you ever run into those? Do you ever hit any that have 2? So I know those were played a bit when Large Marge was popular and Tyrell bringing in Kings and Lords. And maybe when Jumper Lanny was a thing, people were playing more of that. But maybe now with Flea Bottom, you might see more Bar in the Gates come around. I'm curious if that even bothers you or not, but having all this ambush and effects bringing characters into play, I think it even stops like Yorin bringing someone into play from the discard pile. Yeah, I can see that being a little bit of trouble for the deck, maybe. And we got the Annals of Castle Black make an appearance and a Noble Cause on the other side. Are we going to see Stannis coming out here? And it looks like the Night's Watch player has one initiative, chosen himself to go first. And they go to draw. So I'm sure you're going to see some interesting stuff with the events in the discard pile of the Night's Watch player. He's going to be doing some things between action windows here and marshalling probably. And remember, all events that are played from either player's hand that go to the discard pile will be removed from game this round. So we got Queen's Crown going for 3 cards as the first action here. Red Keep, Dragonstone Port, and a Vanguard Lancer. So most likely the Vanguard Lancer is going to go to the discard pile. I'm assuming Red Keep on the bottom of the deck. Yep, Vanguard Lancer going to the discard pile.
Tower bot. Red or Dragonstone Port on the bottom. And I What do you got in your discard pile? A couple of Lancers and a couple of Bobs. Okay. Game 2.
So Underground Vault for the second trigger here. Second Underground Vault. So he's playing an Iron Throne here. I think he's trying to get cards out of hand. Enough so that he has less cards than Matt, maybe. And then he can play his Dornishman's wife or whatever from the discard pile. Since he has less characters on the board. And if he can get less cards in hand, we can see him grab some more power and draw more cards here. Oh, he's going to play the Hound. Straight up. 3 gold. With a dupe. And we get a Flea Bottom put into play on the Night's Watch side. But no targets in the discard pile right now.
Let's see. 4 left. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 6.
Yeah, he should only have 3 gold left. Yeah, I think he just double counted there. I think 1 gold didn't get pushed off fully off the mat there. And he plays a Turning Grounds to help reduce the cost of an event. And a second Turning Grounds on the Annals of Castle Black turn here.
You have 4 cards in hand.
So now he should have got down to less cards. We might see the Dornishman's wife. But maybe he might wait to play that after at least 1 character is played on the other side.
game, man.
I know, but nothing's happened since.
So he kneels at Turning Grounds and doesn't want to do it, actually. But Matt says, no take-backs. We're in the cut here of Canadian Nationals. Not happening. Can't blame him for that.
Another Turning Grounds.
So Turning Grounds now. He's going to play Guarding the Realm.
Take a Lancer.
Play Vanguard Lancer, I believe, out of the discard pile into play. And 1 gold saved. Over to the Baratheons for marshalling here. He's going to have 5 gold, plus a Dragonstone Port and Fealty. But he's going to lose 1 for White Tree. If Brett remembers. Yeah, he does. And he's going to do a meager out of the discard pile. So now Brett, the Night's Watch player right now, has 3 gold. And Matt, the Baratheon player, only has 3 gold to work with. And the Dragonstone Port. Well, he does have Noble Cause, actually. So with Stannis being loyal, I think he has enough to get him in play. Yeah, I think he does. Between Fealty, Dragonstone Port, and the 2 reduction on Noble Cause, plus the 3 gold he has. I believe that's 7. A little late, and I'm getting a little tired, but he's going to save it. Pre-challenge action here. Are we going to see a even-handed justice? Are we going to see a Scene in Flames? But pre-challenge actions are first by the Night's Watch player, so he's looking through his discard pile here.
Pre-challenge action. Yeah. 2.
He's going to spend 2 to put a Gold Cloaks into play. You know, he can bounce that back to hand with the Iron Bank. So he's going to kneel Edric to kneel Tyrion using an even-handed justice. And that event leaves the game. Now, if he had an even-handed justice in his discard already, maybe he should have played that instead of the one in hand. I'm not sure if he does, though. I might be getting that confused with the previous game. But he may have played one already. I'm not sure. Oh, no. Maybe it was just Melisandre's kneel ability I'm getting confused with when he played the Scene in Flames. So now we have military coming in with the Gold Cloaks. 3 strength. No one to defend it on the board right now. And that goes unopposed, and Edric dies for claim. So 5 power now on the Night's Watch house card. 0 on the Baratheon side of things. I'm sure the couple gold being stolen here every round is definitely hurting Matt, getting stuff going on the board. And after his board was wiped there with no characters from that opening Valor, has definitely made it hard for him to get going here. So Iron Bank to put the Gold Cloaks back in hand. And he's going to take 4 gold off that. Bananas. So he's now got enough gold to marshal or ambush Ari into play if he wants. And a power challenge with the Hound for 6. Now, the cool thing is he could let the Hound go back to hand, lose the dupe. It lands in the discard pile, and then we could see Flea Bomb used to bring the Hound back into play, and then see that copy of Hound go back to hand. I'm pretty sure that works. I'm trying to figure out the tricks that he can do here. Let's play a game, guys, while we watch the rest of this match. Trying to figure out all the cool tricks that Brett can do. So that goes unopposed. Force reaction. He discards the dupe. No, he lets him go back to hand, like I said. Loses the dupe.
Action. Action. Do I have an action?
And we have Flames played after Hound goes back to hand. Out of the discard pile, using Annals of Castle Black and the last gold that Matt has here. Probably trying to grab that Hound. But the only problem is the Hound goes to the discard pile and the other Hound just comes back to hand. So he's probably going to get rid of something else. Yeah, he's now looking at Flea Bottom and realizes maybe that grabbing the Hound is probably what his instincts were after the Hound went back to hand there, but it's not so good when the Hound's in the discard pile. Because then another Hound will just go right back to hand after he's done in play, as long as he can win a challenge. So you see Matt's probably a little lost for options here. He's not sure what's the right call to grab from hand here. We know the gold cloaks is in there. But again, putting them in the discard pile, not such a big deal. Actually want them in the discard pile. So he's going to put another Hound in the discard pile. And Crescent gets a kneel off of Melisandre's ability. 4 gold spent. We got Ari in play. Just going to come in for an intrigue challenge, I'm sure. Get a couple gold off Tyrion. And yep. Intrigue of 3. Tyrion gaining 2 gold. Melisandre's going to block for 4. And fully defends. I think that's it for challenges. I could be wrong. Yep, it's over to Matt, the Baratheon player. Intrigue challenge with Selyse Baratheon. 2 strength. No defenders. Gonna hit the hand here. And gets the gold cloaks. But like I said, that's just fuel for that Flea Bottom. Now in dominance, sounds like Brett might have an action here. And yeah, he's going to take dominance. I forgot about that, but he's going to spend 1 for Dornishman's wife. He does have less cards, so he's going to get the power. He has more characters, so that's not happening. And he has more power in his house card, so it's literally just to get a power. He's going to bring Ari back to hand during standing action window here. Now is when Matt needs to play his political disaster. Man, look at all those locations. And we have Famine into close call. So Robert Baratheon could leave the discard or the dead pile and go to the discard pile here. And if he draws in another copy, he could get him back into play. But that also means, I don't know if Brett's playing any of the cards that can get that high to marshal him into play. I forget which Night's Watch event does that. Night Gathers, that's the one where that could be done. But, oh, he does have 2 Night Gathers in his deck. Oh, man. Are we going to see Robert Baratheon come into play here and start smacking Matt around even more? Close call. Putting characters in discard piles to be stolen by Night's Watch players. That's bad. Oh, man. Yeah, he's going to put Robert Baratheon into the discard pile. So he better have a copy to put into play, or this could be trouble. Because the reserve value on the Night's Watch side is 6 right now. Actually, it's tied right now, so he couldn't do Night Gatherers at this time. I think he has to have a higher reserve. Or actually, his opponent has to have lower reserve, I think is the wording on the card. Which we have seen players forget in videos before and just go ahead and start doing the effect, even though they didn't have that criteria satisfied on the card. So I try to watch for that now. So kids, if you're playing against Night Gatherers, make sure they have more reserve than you. In this case, it's tied. So because Famen's out there, Baratheon, on the Baratheon side of things, characters are going to cost an extra gold to marshal. And we see the Underground Vaults getting 4 gold there, since it is a 5 gold plot across the table. And most likely that Yoren's still in hand, so he's snooping for targets. So he's going to Queen's Crown first here. We're going to see if he can seed that discard pile. Dragonstone Faithful, Stannis, and a Begging Brother. That Begging Brother would be great to stop Melisandre triggers, since he does have the gold to throw Bestow on there. And there's Yoren. Steals that Begging Brother. And he probably should have put at least 1 gold on the Begging Brother. But he does have Arya in hand. But he does have Tyrion to help out with some gold. He's going to do all 3. Wow. He can cancel Melisandre. He can cancel Selyse. And he's got Nile Ravens to take stuff out of his discard pile and shuffle it back into his deck. So White Tree's going to steal gold. And a meager contribution out of hand. Wow. And his characters cost 1 extra. The choke is real, ladies and gentlemen. The choke is real. So he gets a Bastard hiding into play and saves 1 gold. Does he have a Scene in Flames he can play here? Not that it'll really help. With that Begging Brother on the board. Birdmen coming in for 2 to hide from the Scene in Flames. And we get a Nightmares on the Flea Bottom. So no shenanigans jumping out of the discard pile this round. I think he's enough shenanigans in play right now with the 2 claim plot showing. This is trouble. Three military on the board. Actually, 2 is all he needs to get a 2 claim military through right now. And that's going to be not good. So the Burnmen coming in on military. 2 strength. We got Bastard hiding out there, but he can only block the unopposed. And yeah, he's going to block the unopposed, and Melisandre dupe, and Bastard in hiding dies for claim. Now you can use Tyrion on an Intrigue challenge, stealthing if you'd like, to get 2 cards out of hand, and still be able to win a power challenge. No, he couldn't. Oh yeah, he can. He's got Crescent and the Begging Brother for 6 alone. So Tyrion coming in, Intrigue challenge. 2 gold generated. Not sure who he stealth, but I would just stealth Selyse, to be honest. So you make Melisandre go down, then it makes your power challenge easier to achieve. Yeah, he's going to stealth Selyse. That makes sense. Since there's no gold left, no shenanigans can be done here on the Baratheon side of things. So Melisandre needs to kneel to block the unopposed. Which she does. And 2 claims going to hit the hand here. This is going to be rough. That already is rough. What am I talking about? And Iron Throne, he's got to get a 2nd claim here. It's Davos to the discard pile. Oh no. Does he have that reaction after a characters placed 5 costs or less to put into play because he could steal Davos. Not that he needs him right now. He does not need him right now. And we get a power challenge with Crescent, blocks the unopposed with Solis, steals the only power the Baratheon player had. And we're at 9-0 right now. Slowly, 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 Matt keeps climbing up in power. And Matt is just struggling. The Baratheon player is just struggling to get anything going here. And he's going to look through the discard pile. So he checked the discard pile because you can use the Isle of Ravens to shuffle something, I believe, in the opponent's discard pile back into their deck. But he's going to shuffle back in meager contribution. That's been doing work all game. And it should be dominance for the Night's Watch player. And the Baratheon player's already got his plot going for next round. And we got Wildfire into Counting Coppers. So this Night's Watch board's going to be thinned down a bit here. But Brett's going to draw into a bunch of cards. And I think it just kill Crescent. Keep Yorn around. Maybe you can bounce him back to hand. You don't need the Burn Men or the Vanguard Lancer. Oh, he's actually going to kill Yorin. So we just got a 10-minute call from the judge here. So 5 gold to work with after getting the 1 gold from each of the underground vaults there. +1 off the God's Eye. Another dupe on Tyrion. Brett needs 5 power to win. But if it does go to time, he does have a commanding 10 power lead right now. And mod win isn't going to matter in the top 8. Someone's getting eliminated, and the winner's going to move on to the top 4. And he's going to play the Night Gatherers. He does have higher reserve by quite a bit, actually. By, what's he got? 6 extra. He's running a 12 reserve right now. And he plays Crescent right back. Oh, no, sorry. Davos. Sorry, Davos, right. Davos out of the discard pile for 4 gold. So no Robert Baratheon. That would have been too crazy, I think. Didn't have enough gold to do it. And it looks like he used the Turning Grounds to pay for that. So the part that sucks is Crescent and Davos being on the other side of the board and being uniques. That means if Matt even draws into any of them, he can't put them out on the board. Since they are in the control of the other player, so it was annoying when your opponent steals your uniques, locations, or characters. And a King's Road for a limited here. So he's got an Iron Throne in hand. Yeah, it's definitely that choke on the economy is definitely making it hard here. I think that's been the story of the game, is the choke. And that first turn Valor on Bob. Ooh. King's Road popped. Dragonstone Port knelt. And finally we see that Stannis' Cavalry hit play that was summons in the first round. And 2 gold for the Iron Throne. Over to the Night's Watch player for challenges. Military stealthing Stannis' Cavalry using Davos. 3 strength, goes unopposed. Kills Solis. 11-0. And guys, make sure you stay tuned. We got more coming up from the cuts. And after this tournament, we have battles at Summer Hall. The Prison Rules Triathlon tournament held by Steve Cantrell in the Atlanta area. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And then after that, I should grab some coverage from Worlds. And I hope to see a bunch of you there. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button beside the subscribe button if you're already subscribed to be notified when new videos go up and when we go live so you do not miss it. So Power Challenge blocks the unopposed with Stannis' Cavalry. Hound goes back to hand off of his forced reaction. Coming out of the discard pile on the flea bottom there. And now an intrigue with Tyrion, stealthing Melisandre, triggering the gold. Getting it unopposed, claiming 1. Stannis going to the discard pile. Over to Matt, the Baratheon player, for his challenges. He's got Melisandre standing. Begging Brother on the other side. And coming in on a Power Challenge for 4. Spends 2 gold to get a Gold Cloaks into play. Blocking with the Begging Brother and the Gold Cloaks. Fully blocked. Dominance to the Night's Watch player, putting him 2 power away from winning.
Stop it with this. Interrupt. Stop the forced interrupt. Does that count as a triggered ability? I believe people have done that to my Hound before, which would be a forced interrupt. Forced reaction. Okay.
So he uses the Begging Brother to keep the Gold Cloaks into play. Pretty sure that works. If not, let us know in the comments below. I'd be curious, so would all future watchers of the video, so let us know.
That would have been a game changer if he didn't have the builder.
So looks like we are making it to another round here. And we get March to the Wall into Counting Coppers. Will the Baratheon player draw into anything to help him here?
Let's see. I'll go first again.
And looks like Stannis' Cavalry was the march target. And it looks like Crescent's going to be marched on the other side.
March Crescent. How many cards did you hit? Did you just draw twice? Oh, gotcha.
So Queen's Crown gets a dupe. Looks like Brett might be trying to get undercards here so he can play another Dornishman's Wife. Since he was asking about cards in his opponent's hand. He's going to get his 2 gold off his Underground Vaults. And Eastwatch by the Sea, some card draw after Dominance, as long as he has more reserve than his opponent. Which, in this case, he does not. And he's going to save 5 gold. Over to the Baratheons for their marshalling with 2 gold, a Dragonstone Port, and a Fealty. Actually 1 gold because White Tree is going to steal gold. Did he draw into that meager? He shuffled back in with that Isle of Ravens. Doesn't look like it. White Tree doing work all game. Wow. And I don't see any way out of this for Matt, the Baratheon player. They might play it out here, but I don't see him stopping 2 power gain on the other side with 2 stealths. And Matt realized that and just conceded. So congrats to Brett. Coming up to Canadian Nationals from South Dakota. For this travel there, he's making it now to the top 4. So stay tuned. We got another game from the top 8 coming up. So stay tuned for that. Let's see who else is going to make the top 4. And yeah, we got finals coming up after that. Our top 4 after that, sorry. Then finals. And then, like I said, Battle of Summer Hall videos. And then some Worlds videos. So stay tuned. Lots more videos coming up on the channel. So make sure you subscribe. That's the most important thing. Then hit like. Then donate on patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table. You can do that by clicking the link in the description below. Thanks to everyone for your support. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks a lot.